Hi traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Friday the 30th of June. So we've come to month end now, we're at quarter end as well, expecting that volatility, and we're starting to see some signs of it in the market. The tables have been changing quite rapidly this morning, so we've waited a little bit, seen them settle down now, but we were seeing some different figures this morning. You can see here on the 9 o'clock table, it looks very different to what we've got now. Especially you can see the CAD coming back in at S2, wasn't there at 9 o'clock this morning. We actually had pound yen as sort of the focus pair at one point, but yen has also moved away from the tables now, so we've got a different looking table right now, and what that's showing us is that New Zealand CAD and Aussie CAD are the pairs to watch today. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those two going into Friday's trading session. You may or may not want to stay away from this trading session. Obviously it is end of month, end of quarter, so we can see a lot of volatility, and volatility is not always good. Obviously as traders we do like a bit of volatility, but it's not always good if you're especially on the wrong side of the market. So be a little bit cautious with any kind of opportunities today. I'm not going to be adding any more risk into the market, but it doesn't mean obviously that you can't do so. But let's have a little look at Kiwi CAD. Why would it be interesting from a sort of trading perspective? Well, if we go up to this weekly time frame, we can see we've traded through the 0 spot 80 to 50. We've traded and made new lower lows. We came and retested it on the other side and have started to see price drop back lower again. If we're looking at it from a weekly point of view, the next sort of supporting area is back down at these lows which formed back in October 2022 at the 76.75 handle. So we've got a good sort of 380 pips to work with opportunities around current price. So there is an opportunity to see price trade lower here. Now if I go down into some of our trading time frames, however, it's not as sort of clear. On the 4-hour time frame, yes, we do have lower lows and lower highs, which is what we want to see in line with this overall trend and opportunity here, and we have traded through recent lows and we're kind of topping in and around that. So it's around about the 0 spot 8.075 area, and we're kind of topping out in that zone. So I would like to see potentially price trade lower here. What I would want to see though, if we just go up to the daily time frame and zoom in, you can see that we closed below that low twice, which is great, but I want to see a little bit of momentum follow through, because I think we can use this area as resistance going forward. What I don't like is the fact that we've traded through the low, but we haven't really seen any momentum drive price lower, if that makes sense. So like for instance this low here, there's a nice big push through that low. Even these lows here, price traded through the low, so we could look for the retest. So that's what I'm kind of looking for there. I want to see a little bit more downside to this market before I really jump in and look for any kind of short opportunities in and around there. But Kiwi CAD looking very good to the downside. Nice clean chart, to be honest. So that's something that we're definitely going to watch going into next week. If we go take a look at Aussie CAD then, so Aussie CAD has been one to watch as well, and very similar to Kiwi CAD, we've broken through some major key levels of support and resistance. You can see we come into the 0 spot 91 handle, we rejected, we've traded through 89.50 and 88.25, so a big move to the downside. Ever since hitting that, we've moved over 350 pips lower. We've traded through the recent lows here, so opening up a move now back down to the supporting area at 86.50. So I'm looking to see if we can kind of target that level down through there. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, again very similar to Kiwi CAD, we've kind of broken through lows, we're kind of topping in a little bit around this area, so that could be the opportunity to see price trade to the downside on Aussie CAD. And if I just go to the hourly time frame, we are trading above the 50 though, which is not something I would like to see. Although price has done it previously, I would probably like to see a little bit more momentum here in terms of, we've got the 50, you know, if price can trade back through that and then come back through, maybe we could look at some kind of confluence with a sort of trend line resistance combined with the 50 and the horizontal level, something like that, to give us a little bit more trading confluence to the downside here. Now, one pair that we featured this week was Aussie Swiss. That performed really well. It hit our targets and it is still technically on the table. So if I just go to Aussie Swiss, we did talk about this on yesterday's video. You can see Aussie there, Swiss now only in S3 though. And we did talk about looking at a potential re-entry at these highs. If you did take that re-entry, you're about 17 pips offside at the moment, but I still technically like the setup here. Although we did come into those full targets originally, we've got almost another sort of area we can target, which is the 0 spot 58 50s or 75s, or even the back at that 0 spot 59, because we actually haven't seen it retest that level just yet. Now if I look at this 4-hour time frame, you know, it just looks to me like we're in a pullback on an overall downward trend. We're making those lower lows and lower highs. Price has come back up. We have technically traded through a resistance trend line. Let me just get rid of this for a second, which is here, which are the formed from these highs of this downward trend. But horizontally, you know, there's nothing here to say that price can't trade back to the downside. It's just maybe the end of month volatility may push prices a little bit higher here. So we may be looking at another move towards the 0 spot 6 before seeing a continuation. But I do still like the opportunity of Aussie Swiss to the downside here. Let me just take a couple of levels out. And you know, we are technically, like I said, coming back into these sorts of lows or this kind of resistance zone at the moment. So definitely another one to watch. I don't like the fact price is above the hourly 50 again, but it was there before when we did go short previously. So I am watching to see what happens, but ideally what I'd want to see is another drop, a lower high, and then look to execute on a potential order to the downside here for Aussie Swiss. But Aussie Swiss already produced for us this week, which was nice. So we'll see if it can produce for us again going into sort of next week's trading as well. So hope you enjoyed all the content this week, and I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.